The political and moral tension in Kenya is boiling over as the Catholic Church and President William Ruto face off in a heated exchange. What's at the root of this conflict? What secrets are coming to light about Ruto's administration? And how could this impact his presidency? Stay tuned as we unpack the full story, complete with exclusive insights and implications. This conflict escalated after the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, KCCB, accused Ruto's government of fostering a culture of lies, corruption, and gross human rights violations. In a State of the Nation address on November 14, 2024, the bishops cited alarming cases of abductions, femicides, and growing inequality. They expressed frustration over unmet promises and policies that hurt vulnerable populations, such as changes to health care under the new misleading the public. He also took a dig at the clergy's qualifications, a comment interpreted by some as an attack on the church's credibility. The bishops highlighted systemic corruption within Ruto's administration, labeling it unprecedented in scope. Accusations of political greed, abuse of power, and the failure to protect citizens' rights have deeply tarnished the government's image. Moreover, critics argue that Ruto's administration is complicit in covering up human rights abuses, pointing to the mysterious disappearances and killings under his watch. There's also speculation that Ruto may be using religious rhetoric strategically to maintain his base among evangelical Christians, while sidelining other faiths. His strained relationship with the Catholic Church could expose his government's favoritism, potentially alienating a significant portion of the Kenyan populace. This standoff is not just a clash of ideologies, but a battle for moral authority. The Catholic Church has a long history of influencing Kenyan politics, and its open critique could embolden other civil society groups to hold Ruto accountable. If the Church persists, it might push for investigations into the alleged corruption and human rights abuses, further damaging Ruto's credibility. On the other hand, Ruto's attempts to discredit the bishops could deepen the rift between his administration and Kenya's 7.5 million Catholics. Such a divide might weaken his political base as opposition leaders capitalize on the church's criticism. The impact on Ruto's presidency. This conflict comes at a precarious time for Ruto. With inflation rising and public discontent growing over taxation and governance issues, the bishop's statements add fuel to an already raging fire. Ruto's handling of this situation could define his presidency. If he fails to address these allegations convincingly, he risks losing support from key demographics, including moderate voters and religious leaders. Moreover, his critics argue that this situation highlights a deeper problem: the growing disconnect between his administration and ordinary Kenyans, who increasingly feel left behind in his pursuit of economic reforms. The Catholic Church versus President Ruto. This conflict is more than a war of words. It's a battle for Kenya's soul. With accusations of corruption, human rights abuses, and broken promises, the stakes couldn't be higher. As secrets unravel and public scrutiny intensifies, the question remains: will Ruto weather the storm or succumb to the mounting pressure? Stay tuned for more updates. Don't forget to click the subscribe button.